Well, it's almost the end of January, and for a lot of you who made some well-meaning promises back at the beginning of the month about New Year's resolutions that may have involved getting back in shape, losing some weight, getting to the gym regularly, and it's 3 or 4 weeks later, and you're either in maybe one of three places. Either you're doing well and you're actually living up to those resolutions, like a small minority of you may be, and I occasionally do myself, or maybe you've already lost it completely and forget about it, it's all over. Or maybe you're somewhere in between. You kind of held on to a little bit of it, getting to the gym a little bit, but not as much as you wanted to. So with the idea of trying to help you out to get back on track, if that's what you need, we're over here at the gym in Manchester to talk to a couple of the fitness professionals who work here. Leah Taylor, Dan Colgrove, they're also co-owners of the gym. They're going to show us today a couple of the unusual features and tools and devices that you can use that are maybe a little untraditional beyond sort of the things we think about with lifting weights or working a cardio machine, running on the treadmill. And so Leah, tell me a little bit about some of these devices we're going to be working with today. It looks like the first one we're going to do something with is this kettlebell here.
Yeah, so today we're going to do a few different exercises that are, like you said, non-traditional, something you may not have seen before. It's not like your typical treadmill, elliptical type machine or bike. This is going to be more exercises that you can do for an interval style training. So we're going to be doing short bursts of intense activity coupled with a rest period in between. So to do that, we need to get the heart rate up really high, and we're going to use some pieces of equipment that will help do that. They're a little bit more fun, something a little bit different, and
Okay.
So Dan's going to demonstrate. We're going to just show the basic kettlebell swing, and this is primarily a posterior chain exercise, so meaning the back, the glutes, the hamstrings. It's also going to help to get the heart rate up. So go ahead with the swing.
Well, that doesn't look so hard.
So Dan's hinging back at the hips and then using momentum created from his lower body, his glutes, his hamstrings, to pop that kettlebell and swing it forward. So not only is he using the muscles of his mostly lower body, his back, but it's also getting his heart rate elevated and making for a good, well-rounded workout with very little equipment. And you can see he's starting to get a little bit tired. So you can do this for sets of numbers, 15 or 20, or you can also do it for time.
Okay.
So you could go for 15 seconds, 30 seconds, rest for a minute or so. All right, good, Dan.
All right.
Nice
That was a
job.
35-pound weight, but they go for
Yep, so we have kettlebells ranging from 5 pounds all the way up to 55 pounds. So for the swing, you can handle a little bit of a heavier weight because you're using bigger muscle groups and you're trying to create that momentum. So it actually is helpful to have a bigger, heavier weight sometimes.
Okay.
So next we're going to
Now, what's
go
this
to
over here?
This is the Prowler sled.
So how does this work?
So the Prowler sled is basically just a heavy sled. You have an area here where you can add extra weight onto it, and basically you're just pushing this. So Dan's going to use his lower body to drive through and just push the sled across. So this is going to be great for lower body power, help with speed. Also, it's going to get the heart rate jacked up, so you have that cardio benefit from it as well. So he's going to push it back, and the more weight you add on there, obviously the harder it's going to be, the more challenging it's going to be. This is a great exercise to really challenge your legs, your lower body, and your cardiovascular system. So
Folks
be great for football players.
Ah, very good.
And people of all ages. So those are two for the lower body. The next one we're going to show is more of an upper body cardio, which there's not a lot of things to accomplish that. So we're going to move into the battle ropes, which are right over here.
All right. So what goes on with these battle ropes here?
So the battle ropes are they range various lengths and weights for the ropes. And there's a lot of different patterns that you can use. Go ahead, Dan's gonna start with just an alternating wave here. And basically, we're trying to just keep a nice athletic stance, the core nice and tight, legs in a good supportive position, athletic position. And then he's gonna switch to a double wave here. So these are two examples of different patterns, wave patterns that you can use. Again, it's gonna target a little bit more of the upper body, the shoulders, the arms, the back, and all the time he's keeping his core tight, so it's actually really good for the abs, and it gets your heart rate up really high. So again, another form of cardio that's a little bit different from your normal, nice job, Dan, for your normal cardio activities, and they're fun.
Well, all of those are pretty interesting, but I've also heard and come to realize over time that you can come to the gym, you can lift weights, you can go work on the treadmill, you can go out and you can run, you can do all this stuff, but if you don't sort of combine that with a good dietary program, progress is going to be kind of slow in the right direction. And well, we've all heard of, miracle diets that, kind of help us out for 30 days or something like that. It seems like if you're not able to keep going with that, pretty soon all the weight comes back again. So I just wondered if you had any tips or ideas for some of the viewers about how you can sustain a long-term dietary program that gives you good nutrition and also keeps the unwanted pounds off.
Absolutely, yes. I usually tell my clients that you can do all the activity that you want, and staying active is a very important part of living a healthy lifestyle, but you can't out-train a poor diet. And like you said, there are constantly new diets, new magic, the next magic thing that's coming out that's going to cure all of your weight loss problems. And unfortunately, usually they don't last. And the reason is because it's making too many changes at once. So instead, I recommend focusing on making one change at a time. So focus on your daily habits, the things that you do every single day. Narrow in on one thing that you can change, do that consistently before adding another thing, making another change, and over time that will amount to huge things. So if you do that, by this time next year you could be living a completely different lifestyle. And it's those habits, those daily actions that we take every single day that will either cause you to lose weight, maintain your weight, or gain weight. And it's the consistency. So there is no magic, there's no quick fix. It's just doing things day in and day out. So focus on doing less, one thing at a time, taking baby steps, and not trying to do everything new all at once. Because usually it only leads to short-term weight loss and usually regain of all of that weight. So
if your
that's my biggest tip.
diet consists of 7 cheeseburgers a week, and cut it down from 6, go to 6 first and then 5,
Yes,
and so
exactly.
forth and so on. Okay.
Perfect
That's a good way to
example.
look at it.
That would be
Yeah,
challenging. Yeah, incremental steps.
Small, doable changes will help you in the long run much more than trying to overhaul everything all at once, because it's been proven over and over again that the more things you try to change at once, the less likely you are to succeed.
Okay, and the
So
less likely
keep that
you-
in mind.
And then come on in and work those battle ropes and swing the kettlebells and all the rest of it. And
Yes, and this interval style of training, these exercises you can do for short time, 10, 15 minutes, 30 seconds on, a minute off, and you're gonna get better results and longer lasting fat burn than if you were to just run and do like a steady state type of cardio. So more done in less time.
plus it's
And
fun.
who doesn't want that? And it's fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. All right. We'll be back in a couple of weeks maybe and see how we can keep going on this. Keep those resolutions going. For the GNet TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.